this is Russ. Yeah, I'm back out on the road again. Yeah, it's been several days since I've been on the road. Well, to you guys it doesn't seem that way, but I'm ahead of you guys, as I've mentioned before. Yeah, I'm probably about 5 or 6 videos ahead of you at this point. So what am I riding today? Yeah, let's angle down a little here. Look at that. Can you tell what that is? Yep, it's the U-Free Stellar Falcon Step Through. Yeah, Mrs. Wright's bike. I don't know if it's going to be her bike. I think I'm taking this one over. Yeah, I like this bike. This is nice. It's been a while. Sorry, U-Free. I'm sorry it's taken so long for me to take it out again. I've had commitments with other companies, be it bike manufacturers or watch manufacturers, ring manufacturers. Yeah, I got all that stuff on right now. And then, yeah, lots of odds and ends I had to taken care of. So I haven't had a chance to ride every bike that I would like to ride. And it's been such a long time since I've taken out the U-Free Stellar Falcon. I feel guilty. I feel bad, yeah, because you know, they gave me 2 bikes. Yeah, we have the mid-step version and we have the step-through version. Mid-step was the red one, remember that one? Yeah, that one looks really nice. Hey, if you're going to get one of these things, take a look at the red one. I'm not kidding. It looks really good in bright sunlight, man. That thing just shines. So why am I riding Mrs. Wright's bike? Well, I kind of like the step-throughs. I've kind of gotten used to step-through mottos now. And it's just a little easier, really. So what I did is I took off all the baskets off of the red one and put it on this one. Yeah, the front basket's on there, the rear basket's on there. And I even stole her mirror. I stole the mirror from the red one, put it on this one. Yeah, the one on the red one are the mirrors that I had gotten from Magicycle. But on the long run, I kind of like these half-knee mirrors a little bit better. So it's a little bit thicker. You know, the Magicycle ones are a little bit narrower, and so that little tear shape that comes down over here on this side allows me to see lower to the ground, and when I'm able to do that, I can see more of the cars coming towards me, because you see more of the street. So anyways, I have the case on my iPhone here. This is the cell phone case. Let me go down here. The single cell phone case that was given to me from U-Free. Yeah, their cases come right off, right? See, it just kind of connects right onto the. Now, of course, I'm trying to do this one-handed and ride at the same time. Connects right onto the handlebar mount over there, so it makes it really convenient. And you could use this as your standard everyday case as well. They also have a really nice headlamp. If you're one that likes to ride at night, man, this thing is really bright. I'm telling you. You know, a lot of the headlamps that come with bikes really aren't that bright. This one is. This one definitely is. So 8 speeds, trigger shifter here. Yeah, it's a nice bike. Throttle's on the left-hand side, so that you know. Usually all of these trigger shifter bikes have throttles on the left side because, you know, this takes up a lot of space, right? You know, not like the Shimano SIS shifter that you see on almost every bike out there. You have some space, you could, you know, put a throttle on this side, but whenever you see trigger shifters, the throttles are usually going to be on the left-hand side. So anyway, yeah, it was time to take this bike out. I feel bad that I hadn't taken it out more often, but yeah, I had commitments with other companies, to get things done, and so I had to take care of those things before I could take other bikes out. I still have things that I have to deal with, okay, but I think now finally catching up a little bit. I can take out bikes that I haven't taken out in a while. I have some other things that came in recently for bikes that I had to put onto the bike. But I won't tell you too much about those. You'll have to wait and see. See, like this lady here, she's going right straight through a red light. She just rode right through it. I don't do that. I stop at red lights and I'll wait. The only thing that I kind of roll through is the stop signs, but going through a intersection with a red light, I don't think so. When they say that we give biking a bad name, I don't think so. I mean, she had a regular bike. You rode right past it. She just waited until she thought it was clear enough, and she went. Yeah, you're not allowed to do that. Okay. Especially when you got traffic. I mean, you've got people waiting. In cross traffic, these are the people who are going to get hit by a car. Get hit by a bike too. But no, those are the people who are going to get hit. Not safe to do that. All right, let's take a look at this speedometer. Now, on the road, sometimes they will tell you how fast you're going. We'll let that car go past. Now, let's see if it picks me up here. It says 18. 18 it says, and I was going about 8, what was I doing, about 18 on the speedometer here? I don't know. I have to take a look at the video to see how accurate the speedometer is. Well, let me say this. Most of the speedometers are not accurate. Okay, I don't care what brand it is, they're not that accurate. That's because you got wheel size differences, you've got the programming of speedometers sometimes are done a little bit different. Yeah, so the whole thing I see with these speedometers is just a rough idea. That's all it is, really. Don't look at it and say, oh, okay, well, I was only doing 15. They said my maximum is 15. I did 15. You don't know that for a fact. No, it could be off plus or minus 2 miles per hour sometimes. So a question like that came up recently, and the guy had to ask, have you noticed or have you tried and checked it against a GPS? Yeah, I have, and most of them aren't accurate. So there you go. Just wanted to let you guys know. Where are we going today? Well, nowhere special, really. I just wanted to get away from the general area we usually go. We've come down here before, just come straight down this road. But yeah, we'll just ride around. We'll see what we're going to be doing. Today, I have a lunch date with 2 of my high school friends and my brother. We do this every quarter of the year, as I told you guys. When one of us has a birthday, yeah, we usually go out for lunch. This is the time we all kind of catch up. What's been happening, that type of thing. So, where do we usually go? We usually go to Cheesecake Factory. And the reason is because all of us seem to have some type of dietary issue going on. And because of that, we can only go certain places that offers, a menu that we all can eat. Cheesecake Factory has a lot of different things, and one of our friends has the celiac disease, so he can't have gluten. I now have the diabetes. My brother has diabetes as well. And my other friend, he doesn't seem to have the dietary problems, but he's always been fit. He's been fit since high school. That guy is always, although he'll complain, he says, yeah, I'm getting fat, but you look at him, you go, not really. To him, a little bit of fat is fat, so yeah, so we usually end up at Cheesecake Factory. So what do I usually order, now that I've been on this diet? Well, I tell you, usually when we go out, I'll usually order like a Reuben sandwich. Yeah, I always like having Reuben sandwiches, and I can't do it at home, so I usually order that, but I can't do that anymore. So I will probably order the Cobb salad. The last 2 times I've been there, I've ordered a Cobb salad, and that was, you know, after I found out I had the diabetes. So, and the salad is pretty good. It's huge, I tell you, it's huge. The first time I had it, I brought half of it home, a little less than half of it. Second time I was out there, I ate the whole thing. I did. I was hungry. A lot of times when we go out for lunch, I don't eat a whole lot for breakfast, knowing that lunch will be coming up. And yeah, so I was kind of hungry. I don't know about this time. Today I had a chicken thigh, Costco chicken thigh, you know, from the rotisserie chicken. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. I had a little bit of peanuts too. That's it. Yeah, and then just wait for lunch, and then I'll have lunch. The thing with these salads, though, you know, it's usually the dressing that's going to get you. So, let's keep going straight through here. I think we did this last time. We went straight through. So, yeah, let me tell you a little bit about this whole thing about. What were we talking about? See, I tell you, this is the shallow memory, right? Talk about something pulls me away from it, then I can't remember what we were talking about. Come back to me eventually. Oh man, that's terrible. My memory's gone, I tell you. Okay, let's just move on to something else. If it comes back to me, I'll talk about it. Let me talk real quickly about these health devices that I've been taking recently. You know, the smartwatch and the Ultra Human ring. The ring is still on my finger, by the way. It's just underneath the glove. The watch is on my... There it is. The watch is on my arm. So... So I was talking to Ultra Human. they watched my review. And first off, let me apologize to my rep. She is not a she, she's a he. This is my problem because I don't know enough about road work ahead. Yeah, forget that. Let's turn here. I don't know about Indian first names. I don't know if it's a female name, a male name. It sounded female to me, so I just assumed it was female. But no, it's a he. So my apologies to him. Yeah. So, but he is a very good rep. I'll tell you that. He kept in contact with me the entire time as I was evaluating the product. You know, says if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Is there anything we can do? Is there any, and they've been sending me information as well too. So, yeah, thank you to them. Now, okay. Well, was I going to talk about these health products? Is that what we were going to talk about? I'm not sure. Okay, if it is, it is. Okay, so why did I take these things on? Well, as you know, since the diabetes diagnosis, I've been more conscious of the things that I eat. I've been more conscious about my blood pressure. I've been more conscious about my glucose amounts in my blood, all that stuff. The one thing I wasn't really paying attention to was the sleep. And so when Ultra Human said, hey, you want to try this out, I figured it was, okay, it's kind of like the smartwatch, right? No, it's really not, because the smartwatch has so much other functions on there. We're only doing about 20 miles an hour. I'm just taking it easy. There's no cars out here anyways. So I said, yes, it's going to be the same thing. It's not really. It's two main things, really, to me. I'm sure there's other things that you might look at, but the two main things is its sleep analysis. I never thought I'd have to track my sleep. And the steps. Well, I'll tell you this. The step is not really that accurate. And the reason is because it's on my right hand. And I do a lot of stuff with my right arm and hand because I'm right-handed. I think it should have been on my left. What I should have done instead of size 11 was ordered a size 12 and keep it on my left index finger. Now I thought the size 11 was going to fit well because I wore it for a while, but then I didn't keep in mind that as you work out and do odds and end things throughout the day, your hand kind of puffs up a little bit. So by the time I got the actual ring, size 11 was a little tight for that index finger on the left hand. I mean, I could wear it at night if I wanted to go to sleep with it on the left hand, but you're not moving when you're sleeping, right? You're moving throughout the day, and throughout the day, you know, your hand's gonna puff up. It will. Your fingers will puff up. So let me say this: if you're looking at that Ultra Human ring, I'll tell you this: work out for a bit before you check the finger sizes of the rings. Okay. And if it's a little bit tight, you might want to move to the next level of size, that is. Because I checked it, and it seemed fine for my index finger on my right hand, my left hand, but you know, after moving around, it puffs up, and then the ring's a little tight on there. So that's why I wear it over here. So let me show you here. Can I see it? I don't know if you can see that. Oh, time to go. So it's okay, but it messes up my steps. Yeah, you know, the steps is a motion type of thing. So as you're moving your arm around, it measures the steps. So between the ring and the watch, my steps are off. Yeah. So actually, the steps on my watch is more accurate at this point. You know, when I did the review, I said it's very close. It was close because I wasn't moving around that much. I didn't realize. But like I said, you know, I was playing guitar, 3,500 extra steps because you're swinging your arm around playing guitars, you know, strumming a guitar for a half hour. So I have to take the ring off if I play guitar. I think the watch is more accurate for my steps only because of that. Now, if I wasn't playing guitar, if I wasn't using my arm a whole lot other than walking, I would say the ring and the watch, very similar. Very similar then at that point. So, and the thing is the watch is on my left arm, right? So it's not being used other than walking, really. But my right arm, yeah, I use it all the time. I do everything with my right. So my steps are way off on the ring. So I think, you know, in the future, if they have an updated model and they want me to check out the updated model, I told them, I says, yeah, I'm gonna go from 11, I'm gonna go to a 12. Because then I know I can keep it on my left hand, and then I think my steps will be a lot more accurate. I mean, my hope was to be able to just use the ring all the time for my steps as well. So sometimes I don't wear the watch, you know, because it is bigger, you sweat and all that. So sometimes I take it off. But no, at this point I'm gonna have to keep it on because of the fact that I don't have the accuracy of the steps on my ring because I use my right hand way too much. So what street is this? Route 14. Is that Northwest Highway? I think it is. Ooh, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to be on this road. Okay, maybe we'll take the sidewalk. Let's do that. Let's take the sidewalk and cross over. Yeah, I don't want to be on Northwest Highway. You know, parts of Northwest Highway is fine, but I don't really want to be on it. It's not my preference. Take the sidewalk. And then we'll cross over. And this is the street I really don't like because there's no way of hitting any buttons. On this one I can cross the street and then hit that button, I think. All right. Wow, good to get away from that jackhammer. Here's another thing that somebody asked me. they were asking me about the magicycle Ocelot Pro / magicycle Deer / whatever, their control unit, right? So their display screen is what I'm saying, in the advanced settings, and they was asking me about the maximum current limiting options on the device, and they asked if I drop the current limiting, would that give me more range? Yeah, probably. But you're also dead end. Both are dead ends. Okay. Oh, I see. Okay, I remember here. Cut through here. Yeah, if you drop the current limiting to a lower rating, it will affect your performance of your bike. But yeah, it'll probably save you some battery if you did that. I wouldn't recommend it, really. The whole thing with like the Magicycle Deer or any bikes that have, you know, that kind of performance, why would you want to limit its performance? That's how I see it. So I think it comes at 15, something like that. Hi, good morning. I have mine set at 22. He says, would that eat up your battery? Yeah, it's going to eat up a little bit more of your battery, but it also gives me more when I need it. If I'm really pumping it somewhere and I need to move a little quicker or whatever, I can count on it to give me that, because you're not limiting the current to go to your motor, which essentially gives you power, right? So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend you do that. Leave it where it is. I mean, you can leave it at 15 if you want. I'd push it to 22. You'll find on some of the more powerful bikes too, you know, they open that up a little bit so that it doesn't limit things going to your motor. So very well behaved. Yeah. The dogs just sat there when she asked them to sit, so I could pass. Oh man, those are great dogs. So so yeah, don't do that. And then he also asked about you know, charging your cell phone through your bike, you know, because a lot of us have, you know, like the display screens or whatever will have like a USB output, and he says, you know, would that really affect a lot on your bike? No, I would say it's very minimal. A cell phone doesn't draw any type of current like a bike motor would draw. So yeah, of course, anything you're putting power off to something else, it's going to drain a little bit. But will you notice it? I seriously doubt it. A lot of times I have my phone plugged in to those bikes that have that ability. When I had my old iPhone 6S Plus, for instance, I had to charge that thing at least like 3 times a day. I mean, it didn't have a really great battery to begin with, and then it's so old, you know, it doesn't hold a charge. If I tried to use like Apple Maps or anything like that, I say that a lot, anything like that. If I use Apple Maps on the phone to guide me, and I didn't plug it in, that phone battery would be way dead, and I don't want a dead battery while I'm riding my bike, because, cell phone wise, that is, because I might need access to that phone to make a quick phone call to Mrs. Wright and say, pick me up. Right? I mean, at one time the Deer had a flat. I was down to like 10% left on my battery on my cell phone. So yeah, you don't want to be caught without a phone while you're out riding. You need that for emergency purposes. So yeah, a lot of times if I'm using a map function, I will, about guys playing pickleball, I will have it plugged in. Yeah, I don't worry about, is it eating up my mileage? Nah, it's so minimal. in comparison to the motor of your bike that it really doesn't play much of a factor at all. Why not plug it in? So. And let's pedal a little bit. I've been throttling this whole time. Ridiculous. Should be pedaling. Alright, we're going to turn here, let them people know, put my arm out there, let them know I'm coming their way. Yeah, so again, the highlights of the Ocelot Falcon is it can jump from the torque sensor mode to the cadence sensor mode, right? You can set it up to do that. I don't know what I have this on. It could be on. Let me see here. Let's go real slow here. We'll know in a second. Yeah, we're on cadence sensor. I had put it on cadence sensor for Mrs. Wright because that's what she wanted to do, and I didn't switch it back. You know, a lot of times on Ocelot Falcon, I think the torque sensor feels really good on it. So on my red bike, which is the mid-step version, I have it on torque sensor. I had hers on cadence, and I just took this bike and I didn't remember to switch it back. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I mean, you could switch it. You'd have to stop the bike, go into the advanced settings, and then switch it. So no big deal. We're just easy riding today. We're not doing anything hard. No, actually, it is on torque sensor. Let me think about this here. Let me go slowly here. No, it is on torque. It is on torque sensor. Let me push down a little harder. I just wasn't pushing hard enough. Let's push down a little harder here. Yeah, you don't usually see me using my gears either, right? All right, so we're on 8th gear right now. I'm pedaling, doing 26.2 miles per hour, 27, 27.2, 27.3, 28. So yeah, we're on torque sensor. I just wasn't pedaling hard enough to make it feel like it was doing anything. All right, we're gonna turn here. I'm not gonna go here with the road construction. Yeah, a lot of road construction stuff happens during summertime. Fixing things. I think these guys are fixing sewer pipes or something. I don't know what they're doing. Because that whole road has been like all hacked up. Yeah, okay. Well, anyway. Oh, okay. Here's one thing I wanted to tell you guys too. You know, since getting into e-bikes, you know, I originally bought the e-bike to help my knee, right? And then through the encouragement of our longtime subscriber John, he says, hey, you should take some of these review bikes and just review some. Why not? So that's how I got into reviewing e-bikes, and it's been what, over 3 years and something now, something like that. So I'm gonna let these guys go first. So during that time, I've gone through about 40 e-bikes now. You know, some of them are the same model though, okay, like the Magicycle Jaguar Rundy. I've had 3 of those. Still have 2. We use that when we have need for folding bikes to go somewhere. And you know, like this bike here, okay, we have 2. We have a mid-step and we have the step through. So, but sheer number of bikes has been about 40 bikes. So I've built 40 bikes, if you think about it. I have put together about 40 e-bikes so far. let's turn here. And so I kind of look at it and say, how efficient am I in building? I would say when I first got my first e-bike, it took me several hours to build it because I was watching their video. This was the Rad Rover 5 that I had. Watching the video, making sure I didn't make a mistake somewhere. Then the second time got a little quicker, and then the next time a little bit quicker. I can put together one of these bikes probably in about 40 minutes, something like that. Yeah, no matter what brand. Because they all have the same amount of things that you have to do. It's usually all you have to do on these bikes. If you're new and you haven't gotten an e-bike yet and you're worried about building it because they don't come fully assembled because of shipping, it's a little bit easier to make it a little bit smaller, right? If the box is too big, FedEx can't take it. And it's usually going to come on FedEx for most part. That's what most of them use because they have probably a bigger box ability than maybe UPS or some other carrier, unless it's like a truck line. So usually they'll have the front wheel is not on, okay? The front wheel is pretty easy to put on. If you have a quick release, yeah, that's real easy to put on. If you have a through axle, even that's pretty easy to put on. Some of them you just like have the old style bikes where you just have to like put a wrench to it and wrench both sides, right? So it's not hard. You just got to make sure that if you have hydraulic brakes, you got to take out the little spacer thing they have between the brake pads, and then don't press the brake lever, okay? If you take that out, do not press the brake lever, or you'll have a hard time opening that back up to put the rotor through it, the brake rotor, okay? So that's why they have that spacer thing there, so it doesn't get pressed during shipment. Take that thing out, don't touch that brake lever, slide in the wheel, make sure the thing lines up. You may have to make adjustments too, What I usually do is after I have the wheel in place and everything's going well, I'll spin it, right? If I hear it rubbing against the brake pad, then what I'll do is I'll loosen the brake mechanism itself. It's two hex nuts to hold that brake mechanism in. Unscrew that, and then while holding the brakes down, so it's essentially squeezing against the brake rotor, then tighten it up at that point. So essentially it'll align it. So it'll be centered between the rotor. So you put that on, then you of course have to put the saddle. The saddle is usually always attached to the seat post already. Just slide the seat post in there and then clamp it with the seat post clamp, right? You'll usually have to put the fenders on, the front fender. A lot of times the rear fender is already on. But you'll have to screw on the front fender. You have to put on the headlamp, right? The headlight. Any accessories that came with the bike, like if you like the baskets I have are accessories here, so you have to maybe put that on there. Is there anything else? I'm trying to think. What else do you have to put together? Not a whole lot more, really. Oh, pedals. Yeah, you have to screw the pedals. All right, there is a left pedal and a right pedal. And then you'll need a narrow wrench to be able to wrench that in place, all right? And just pay attention to which direction you got to screw the pedal in, all right? It'll usually show you, screw it this way or screw it the other way. So it tightens towards the forward way. So the left pedal would be in one direction, the right pedal would be in the other direction. It's usually labeled L and R, so you really can't mess that up. Sometimes the battery's not in there. Sometimes you have to put the battery into the battery holder. That's easy. Just pop it in there. Sometimes it's already on there. That's usually about it. Okay. I'll add stuff like I'll add the side view mirror. A lot of times I'll add a 3D printed thumb throttle to a half twist throttle. This one has a thumb throttle already on the left side, so I don't have to add anything. Adjust the height of your seat the way you like it. I like a decent leg extension, so my saddles are usually pretty high up. And that's about it, really. So, you add all that up, about 40 minutes. The hardest part is actually taking it out of the box and cutting all the zip ties. Yeah, you'll find a ton of zip ties. You could save those if you want. If you cut it in the right position, just cut it. You can use them again if you want. Those are really heavy-duty zip ties that they give you there. I started doing that initially, and I said, forget it, man. This is taking too long trying to cut these zip ties properly. Now I just zip, 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 cut them all off. See a whole bunch of foam and I guess like foam padding type stuff. And then you're done. Yeah. So yeah, I've done about 40 bikes now, and people said, "Wow, you get offered a lot of bikes." So yeah, it's a lot of bikes have come through. You know, not all of them are new manufacturers. Some of them are from the same manufacturers. Like Magicycle has given me a number of bikes. Free has given me a number of bikes. Himiway has given me a number of bikes. A whole bunch of other companies that give me a number of bikes. So yeah, it's not different manufacturers. Now, other manufacturers have contacted me too, as I mentioned before, and I've either said no to them or just didn't even respond to them. These are brands that nobody's ever heard of before. Sometimes you see them on the internet because some other reviewers will take them, but not that their bikes are not good or anything, but sometimes they don't offer anything more than what I've already reviewed from other brands, and I can't take everything, right? So I think the current count now is close to 140 brands that I did not accept. 140 brands that I did not accept. Think about that number. And then of course all the brands that I did accept. Think about that number. This is why they say that there's so many bike brands, e-bike brands out there now. You know, what do you trust? This is why I'm kind of picky at this point, picking and choosing, you know, which brands will I accept. You know, like for instance, give you an example, Engwe, right? Engwe is not particularly an expensive brand. They're in line with pretty much everybody else, but they have less expensive bikes available too. I just did a review on the L20 2.0, $799. Yeah, does a real good job too. It's not built like these bikes. These bikes are just so much better, but you know, for a relatively inexpensive price, they offer a lot for the money. But other brands, you know, I look at them and I go, you know, do I trust this? Do I trust the batteries on them? How do I know this manufacturer is going to be around? You know, if something were to happen and my batteries are gone, I need new batteries and they're gone, what do I do then? You know, those are the type of things that that I think about, and why sometimes I just don't respond to some of these manufacturers. Now, it could be that, you know, some of these that I have not responded to are perfectly fine and I should take. In fact, there's a couple of manufacturers, their brands are very well known, I still didn't take them. And they may be wondering, you know, why did you accept our brand? And it's just because I've already got other brands that offer very similar products. And I just said, I don't know whether it really is that much different, you know. You know, other reviewers will look at it as just another bike to review, and there are some e-bike channels. All they are e-bike reviews. That's all they do is review bikes. You know, I don't do that. As you know, I review the bikes, but I also want to ride them, and so I limit what I take. And if I already got something similar to it, I will usually say, no, I'm not interested. And again, nothing against those brands or anything. It's just that I've already got something similar, and I'm okay with what I have. So now, for you guys, you know, some have said, you know, if Russ has taken a brand on and he's showing it, it's probably pretty decent. Well, let's hope. Let's hope. But I can't guarantee that they will be. And I don't know what they will be when I accept them until I do it, right? So I don't know. But so far, I'm lucky. Most everything that's come in has been pretty decent, you know, based on what I think would be a pretty good. Okay, now this one's going to be a little bit harder here. Let's ring the bell here, let her know I'm coming. I'm going to go to the left here, so that you know. It's okay. I was going as slow as I can. I didn't want the kid to run into the kid. Yeah, he had a car. Yeah, ran over a bike rider. Of course, in this case, I'd probably slam into him worse than he would do to me. So, yeah, I try my best to guesstimate, is it going to be a good bike? It will be a good one to review. And we've been lucky for the most part. Not all, but for the most part, right? But, you know, that's the luck of the draw. You know, you accept something, you hope it works out well for everybody. And there have been some bikes that, you know, after I gotten them, I just said, I can't even resell this. I don't feel good about reselling it. It's got issues or whatever. And I've given away a bike that way. Others I've discounted heavily because it's got one issue or another. And I says, oh, this one, you know, it's got this potential issue, so I'll discount it heavily. And I'll let them know that before I sell it. And if they still want it, then yeah, they save a lot of money, and then I move the bike on and move on to the next product. So that's how it works. So what's the next bike to go up on the chopping block? People have been wondering, you know, what is the next one to go? I don't know. We'll see. But we know they eventually will have to go. They will have to go because I'm running out of space. It's true. I am literally running out of space. So what's the neat new things that have happened this year? I would say like the U-Free here and the magicycle Ocelot Pro 2.0. It's probably the ability to switch from torque and cadence sensing, right? To be able to go either way. I think that's probably the big thing of the year, this year, is to be able to jump back and forth. Now, do you need to do that? No. I mean, there's people, they know they want a torque sensor bike. Do you need to be able to jump back and forth? No. And others know that they're gonna just do cadence sensor. Do they need the torque sensing? No. But the benefit I see is, you know, at least for me, start out on the torque sensor, and then if I'm tired out and just say, I can't do it anymore, then switch to cadence sensor, right? So to me, that's a benefit. And a lot of times I don't pedal anyways when I'm on camera. A lot of times I'm just pedaling on my way home. I still do that, by the way. And people wonder, you know, does Russ even pedal? Yeah, I do. You just don't see it most of the time. And then other times, you know, like the one time a couple times I went out with our viewer Wally. Yeah, I throttled most of that time because Wally moves really fast. He's got a modified bike where he actually put his own motor and battery on there on his old bike. He moves pretty quick. He goes around 20-something miles an hour. I can't keep up with that guy if I had to pedal the entire way. So I was throttling most of the time. So yeah, there's times that I will only throttle, and then there's times that I will throttle and pedal, and then other times I'll throttle on camera and pedal on the way home. So I try to get a certain amount of pedaling in, but a lot of times you don't see it. Although people have mentioned this year you have been pedaling more. That's true. And you don't hear me huffing and puffing. That's because of the weight loss. Yep, everything adds up. So, alrighty guys, I think that's probably about it for this ride. Gotta get home, get myself ready to go to lunch with these guys a little later. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll have more rides in the future. We still want to go out to the Botanic Garden one day. I may try to do that this week. We'll see. You know, it was kind of raining this week as well. Rained quite a bit, really. So if the temperature is well enough and I can get out there and ride it, I will do it. I had been thinking about what bike to take. I already signed off, I know, but it kind of popped in my brain here. And I want to take one that I can have 3 batteries with. I was thinking of the Jaguar Rundy because I've got technically 4 batteries. Can't carry them all, but I can carry 2 additionals plus the one I already have. Then I kept thinking, I'll let them go. I kept thinking maybe I want something bigger. I might take the Deer 26. Last time I took the Deer 26 on the Botanic Garden ride, yeah, we had a flat. Remember that one? Yeah, it ran over a nail. But you know, that's a fluke thing. What's the chances of me running over another nail? You always say that, then it happens, right? But I have 2 batteries for that, plus the one that I'm going to use, and I can technically carry both batteries inside that toolbox. Strap it onto the back of the bike. So I got to think a little bit about that, but I might take the Deer 26 again and try to make it there this time. Last time I couldn't make it there because I throttled way too much, ate up a lot of battery, and then I already ran out of 1 battery and I hadn't even gotten to the garden yet, so which means I would never make it back home either. So if I took 2 additional batteries, that would do it. Now, somebody said too, they said, with that added weight, that's going to cut into your range. It's true, it will, but the 2 batteries I would take with me and the toolbox don't even weigh as much as I did before I went on the diet. So I'm still technically less weight. I'm still technically less weight than I did before I did it. So overall, I know I can make that ride because I've done it in the past when I was heavier. So anyways, that's about it. Appreciate you guys watching. Keep watching for those potential long rides. Talk to you guys next time.